Doublethink is a key term in 1984 and fundamental to the way the party retains power. Doublethink is, in essence, the ability to believe two contradictory truths at the same time. So the party's slogans in 1984 are good examples. War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength. These are quite evidently self-contradictory, but the true party loyalist believes that war is peace, that freedom is slavery, and that ignorance is strength. Doublethink is also the idea behind the names of the four ministries that run Oceania. The Ministry of Truth tells lies. The Ministry of Peace wages war. The Ministry of Plenty oversees rationing and scarcity, whilst the Ministry of Love tortures, re-educates, and eventually kills anybody seen to be a threat. O'Brien, the inner party official who spends 7 years laying a trap for Winston Smith, drawing him in, arresting him, and then re-educating him, is the ultimate practitioner of doublethink. He believes in what the government is doing in Oceania, but he can also make Winston believe that he is a committed revolutionary who dreams of overthrowing the very same government. But note that doublethink is not lying and it's not hypocrisy, it's more profound. It is knowing that something is untruthful, but then forgetting this and believing that it is true, and then also forgetting that you have forgotten. In this labyrinthine world, whatever the party says is true becomes true, and through the use of doublethink, it is possible to reconcile these contradictions. So this is the idea that generates the constant rewriting of history, because, as the party slogan goes, who controls the past controls the future, and who controls the present controls the past. And the way of controlling the present is by rewriting history and then exercising doublethink to ensure that you totally believe that lie to be true. This is what O'Brien is using when he burns a photograph that Winston had secretly kept, and he says, it doesn't exist. It never existed. And when Winston protests and says, it did exist, I just saw it, I remember it, O'Brien says, I do not remember it. At this point, Winston realises that O'Brien is practising doublethink and says if he could have been certain that O'Brien was lying, actually that wouldn't have seemed to have mattered. But it was perfectly possible that O'Brien had really forgotten the photograph, and if so, he would have already forgotten his denial of remembering it, and even forgotten the act of forgetting. So in this labyrinthine world, although the past is rewritten, the everyday reality is that no one thinks that it has been rewritten, either because there is only the rewritten record to rely on, or because doublethink allows them to forget it has been rewritten. That's why it says in 1984, whatever was true now was true from everlasting to everlasting. It was quite simple. All that was needed was an unending series of victories over your own memory. Reality control, they called it. In newspeak, doublethink. And that is why the final words of 1984 describe Winston's state of mind. He had won the victory over himself. He loved Big Brother. So I hope that this short video has given you some useful insights and that it will help you to get greater enjoyment from George Orwell's 1984. Give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and subscribe now so that you don't miss any of my future posts.